Peace family, peace. And today we are hitting the streets of the UK to find out what the general public think about coronavirus, Covid-19, Boris Johnson and all the rules and regulations. How is the mental health of the nation doing? Let's find out. Oh, go on, say that again.
What? Boris, he's full of shit.
Boris is full of shit.
Well, you can't say 6 people and then you're out there partying with your granddad and everyone else, isn't it?
All right, so
So his whole cabinet's done over 6 people.
what do you think about the 10 p.m. curfew?
Pointless. If the pub's shut at 12, leave it at 12. If you're going to get it, you're going to get it. You ain't going to stop at 10 o'clock, is it?
You don't think it makes a difference?
Because I've been out partying. It's not like Corona doesn't get me before 10, you know.
I don't think you can pick and choose where you want to apply the law and where you don't want to apply the law, because look, 10 p.m. people will still be out. If you still want to do like the 6 people thing, people will still break the law. Like, I feel like you should work on the areas where you can contain the virus rather than trying to pick and choose areas where you feel like you can contain it, because 6 people, you know, black people, if we're out 6, if there's 10 of us, when it gets to a certain point, are we going to move away and separate to a group of 6 or a group of 4 and walk separately? No, we're not going to do that. Like, if I have a group of 10 people and I know I'm with them every day, like, and I know they're not involved with anything that's to do with the virus, I'm going to be with my 10 friends. Like, I'm not going to walk away from them. But a lot of people, like older people, generation, they will obey to the rule and they will feel like we're, like the young generation are out here, like disobeying the law, but we're generally living our normal lives. And I don't think the government really know where they want to apply the law, so they're just picking and choosing areas. Like,
it's the first time I'm hearing about them. I didn't even know that was the case, to be honest.
So you don't know that you can't gather in groups of more than 6 people?
No. There's about 100 people in the shop, so...
You know where I'm at now? I've
Yeah.
even turned the news off. I can't be listening anymore.
So do you think the news is now affecting people's mental health, constantly hearing about it?
Yes, I'll turn the television off because anything to do with Corona, I've just had enough of it.
You're messing with people's jobs as well. Because you shut the pubs at 10, doormen are losing their job because the pubs are like, well, what's the point of having a doorman if you finish at 10?
Schools, you have more than 6 students. Shops, you have more than 6 people. Have you heard about the 10 p.m. curfew?
Yeah, but I thought that meant that everything shuts at 10, and obviously that's not the case, because like I've been and got food past 10 o'clock.
We're all very confused, totally confused. Nobody knows what's right and what's wrong.
What confuses you the most?
Because different rules for different areas, different rules for different people. Politicians have got their own rules. You know, there's no set structure to what we all should be doing to get rid of the virus.
On the streets of London, have you noticed that there is more of a tension in the streets when it comes to people that have masks on or not? When you're on the tube, do you feel safe, or is there like a tension between people?
There is a tension. I feel there is a tension. People are like respecting the rules and not like doing whatever they want. Or everyone is wearing masks, so it isn't that difficult of a situation.
If you walk down the road, someone will see you, they're clean across the road just to walk down the road. It don't make no sense. How many people have you come up to and they don't want to stand next to you? I don't know if you know it, but you're right next to me. I can tell you, can you stand over there and we do it?
Right, yeah.
It's I don't know.
So do you think it's causing distrust amongst the public?
It is. Have you ever coughed on a bus now?
I'm sorry, I'm just 3 weeks here, so...
That's okay.
Yeah, well, we've been here for 3 weeks.
Yes.
From where?
From Sweden and from Slovakia.
Yeah.
In Sweden, the whole country is 10 million people, and here it's 10 million in one city. So I don't know if like no lockdown would work here.
So do you regularly wear a mask, or do you not wear a mask?
Here I do, yeah.
Okay, do you find that people look at you differently if you don't wear a mask in the shop?
Yeah, I guess. Like, wearing a mask is good. I feel like it's good.
Yeah, I've just been in the shop and my face mask broke and they wouldn't let me in the shop. But I wouldn't to cover my face up with my hand. But I don't know. Everybody's got different rules. I think the rules should be all for one and one for all.
If you yourself suspected your neighbour of having a gathering at 6 or more, would you shop them? Would you call the police for them?
No, it has happened, and I haven't done it because I've done a similar thing myself.
That's very honest of you, Paul.
No, I'm being honest. You know, we've been out in a big group and all sort of met up because the rules are so sort of flimsy. There's no real structure to the rules, so people are not being guided enough.
What kind of feeling do you get from people?
Like everyone's on edge. Like literally no one knows who to go around, no one knows who to chat to. Like if someone coughs, like I could have a normal cold, but if someone coughs, oh my gosh, that person's got a virus, let me stay away. Like everyone's just, it's weird. Like the country's just so weird. Like, and I'm usually at a uni in Northampton, so like even up there, like everything's weird. Like people don't know how to act, people don't know who to be around. Like even at workplaces, you'd be at work with somebody that you've been working with for 6 months, but because of this like COVID bullshit, like they'll be, that person's cautious of you now, or like you'll be on a football pitch playing with someone you've been playing for a while, that person's cautious of what you're doing because you're not with people 24/7. Like it's just weird.
Right at the beginning of lockdown, I was walking around a lake, and I was cycling around a lake, sorry, and there was an older guy in front of me, and I like went past him on my bike, and he turned around and like shouted abuse about 2 meters, stay away from me, 2 meters, and I literally cycled past him, so I was like close to him for like less than a second.
So do you think it's affecting people's mental health, the pandemic and lockdown?
Yeah, I think mental health massively. I think every single person that I know has said that like their mental health has taken a hit because of it. And I can say for myself 100%. I can't work. Like I work in the hospitality sector in a nightclub, so I haven't worked since like February. So you can imagine like what I'm going through.
Yeah, I got flatmates and they're like mentally like not there because they hated lockdown because they've been living here and they had lockdown like the full like half year. And yeah, they find it like very, I don't know, like boring, and yeah, it has affected them for sure.
When it comes to corona, do you think that it's affecting a lot of people's mental health?
No, not like adult people, but I mean like childs. Imagine like childs going to the first day of school, and they are like they have masks. So I think childs will have this on the future will affect the corona will affect them in the future.
So you think that it will cause a lot of anxiety and stuff within children?
Yeah, I mean children's. I heard children saying like, this person is near to me, please go away. Like, you know what I mean? I think it will like affect the behavior of the future generations.
Are you confident in Boris's the way he's handling this virus?
I was to begin with, but not anymore. No. I just think we all need to lock down totally, get rid of the virus and start afresh.
Did you vote for Boris?
I did. Yes, I did.
So you thought he was going to do a good job?
There wasn't much choice at the time, to be honest with you.
Do you believe coronavirus actually exists?
Yeah, I do.
No, because there are a lot of people that don't think it exists, so...
I have a friend of mine in Slovakia who had it, but he didn't really have any symptoms. But there are people who had actually, I'm sorry, like high temperature and flu. And I have a friend of mine who was studying medicine, and she lost the taste. She couldn't taste any food or smell any food. So I think it's real, but these restrictions are kind of, I don't know, like what's the difference before 10 p.m. and after 10 p.m. Like coronavirus can get you, or you can get coronavirus just after 10 p.m. or before 10 p.m. You know, like if there is a lockdown, just I don't know.
A lot of people, they don't know what to do. Like they don't know whether to continue with their life and plan for the future, or they don't know whether to like just stay stagnated and think, cool, let me wait to hear what the government has to say. Like it's just, I was about to swear, but like I had a lot of things that I had planned for summer that had to be postponed, and I don't know whether I should reapply for them now because I don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 months. So like a lot of people are losing jobs, they're not being able to find employment, and that shit like gets to people eventually, and then you don't know what to do with yourself. You end up going to drugs to try and fill voids in your life, and it leads to like depression and mental illness, like what you said.
Have you been affected by, you personally, by the coronavirus, or do you know anyone that's been affected by it?
Me personally, no. But I know in Italy a lot of friends had their parents, like their grandmas and grandpas dead. So I know a lot of people that have been affected about coronavirus.
So all in all, you say lock down the whole country or not?
Completely. Lock it down, get the virus gone and move on.
UK people, like, we don't like to deal with things unless it reaches home. So unless like it affects somebody in our family, that's when we'll take notice of a situation. Whereas like countries like Germany or like New Zealand or Australia, them lot kind of listen to their law, like, and their law-abiding people, and they will deal with this. Like, that's why you don't really hear about, apart from here and like America, maybe where else is the virus high? But like countries like Australia, and I've heard people have contained it. Asia, they've contained it because people respect the law and how it's set up out there, and they listen. Like here, people don't listen, and then it just affects things.
I work in a strip club basically, so you know, all of us, like, we're used to a nice certain standards of income, and it's just not happening for us at the moment.
Okay, so that's interesting. The strip club. They say that if you are suspected of gathering in more than 6 groups, if you suspect your neighbour, you're supposed to call the authorities to say, listen, these people are gathering more than 6. If you knew that your neighbours were gathering in more than a group of 6, would you call the authorities on them?
Fuck no.
Why not? You've got to abide by the law.
Snitches get stitches.
Snitches get... So you heard it first. Snitches get stitches.
If you know you're clean, you know how to keep yourself clean, wash your hands, self-hygiene, hygiene literally. Keep yourself clean, it won't be around you. Right diet, the way you train, like if it does reach you eventually, your immune system should be able to fight it, like. But if you're not keeping yourself proper like a normal human being, doing the wrong things, smoking, drinking, doing all of that, if it gets to you, unfortunately you might not be able to deal with it. Like, that's literally how I see it.
So we've actually got Her Majesty the Queen to speak about the coronavirus. Her Majesty, Your Majesty, what do you think of Boris Johnson's new lockdown rules? And that was the people's opinion. What did I get from it? I got that people generally distrust the government right now. They're not very confident that Boris Johnson and this government know what they're talking about when it comes to the lockdown rules. I feel like people feel like the mental health of the country is being affected. And when you affect people's mental health, people start to act differently. I myself have felt it when I go out in public. The face masks seem to make people very nervous if you don't have one on. But there are people that understand that, you know, it's not an airborne virus and maybe the mask is not something that we actually need to wear. I actually have felt on many occasions that people are scared of me because I won't have a face mask on or I get too close, and I just feel like people are on edge, and I don't like being in a society where people are on edge, because when people are on edge they do things. They lash out either mentally or verbally or even physically, and I myself have had it. So I don't know what the next 10 years hold for this country and the pandemic, and whether or not it is going to affect the mental health of the next generation. One of the people that were on camera spoke about children in schools. I myself have a son in a school, and children are generally very social creatures. And when you tell children that they can't play with their friends, or their friends are now looked upon as their enemy, or someone who could potentially give them something that could make them die, it's a lot to put on children's mental health as well as adults' mental health. And I think, you know, we've seen alcoholism rise in this time. We've seen more people taking recreational drugs. We've seen relationship breakdowns. This pandemic has done more than just make people scared of a virus. It's actually affected relationships. It's affected families. And I don't necessarily know if it's going to be worth it.